And we are live. And the red window says we're live.
Are you sure this time?
I'm sure. If you can hear us, give Mike a thumbs up.
Let's check my phone.
Check your phone. Well, my tablet says it's live.
My phone says it's live. When I see the chat.
So we're good. So, and you ran away from the picture, so we lost Mike already. Now we're starting again.
It says live soon.
Live soon, yeah.
Okay. We're off to a good start.
10-4. Hi.
10-4.
So
5 by 5.
Brian Ferguson got the cookie.
Cookie Monster Brian got the cookie. All right.
Mark came right after.
M&M Rails?
Yeah. Was there.
Got the crumbs again.
Yeah. And I saw you in the chat too. I don't know if we were ready to go then.
Yeah, that was early today.
Yeah, I know.
You bet.
You bet. Hey, George, welcome.
George, how's it going?
Mr. Todd Armstrong is here. Welcome, Todd.
Todd?
I'm going to use my tablet to see the chat because I can see more people.
Wait, wag.
We
Mike
have
H.
Mr. Mike Curley in the chat. Mr. Mike H.
Tunica. What's going on, Tunica?
Mr. Ronald Rondo.
Ronald?
There's my good buddy, Big Wag Workshop.
Big
There's
Wag.
Sir Andy of Hot Dog Pilot fame in the UK.
Tuna Dog, what's up?
John Skilka River Valley. Happy birthday, John. Anthony Dodge. Model Train Outsider.
Mr.
Sean
Dodge.
Pennywise. Welcome, sir.
Sean.
Frog and Flange Video. Mr. James 2.
James 2.
And
Welcome
there's
to
our
James
good buddy Chris from Model Train Aficionado.
Chris.
Kevin Corner. Welcome, sir.
Kevin, how's it going tonight?
And there's Brad Loberjet. Welcome.
Brad? How's it going, Brad?
Who else? Or Stormy Sky Productions. Welcome.
Steve, Jenny, and Dave.
Mr. Dave Hughes. Welcome.
Dave Hughes.
And there is Cubber Ken. Welcome,
Cubber
Ken.
Ken.
I did see a squirrel in the chat. Welcome.
Squirrel.
And Chuck Schreiber is in the chat. Welcome, Chuck.
Chuck, how's it going, buddy?
Our good buddy Dwight Curley. Welcome, Dwight.
Sadie, you gotta go outside.
And who else we got?
What else you got?
I'm trying to see here if I missed anybody.
Did you miss anybody?
Mr. Todd Armstrong. Welcome, Todd.
33 in the chat. 8 likes.
That's going pretty good.
Don't be shy, it's free.
DMRJ, welcome.
DMRJ, what's going on? Yeah, because if we don't want the YouTube police after us, we don't hit the lights.
Yeah, I hit the light.
I don't think the wheels are locked here, son.
Think we have anybody missing?
MIA? Who's missing? Chris from Go Big Go Home.
He's probably still working.
And Bacon, Dave Go, and Sparky. Missing in action.
Yeah, and we have the Cookie Monsters here.
Send out the search and rescue.
Yeah. This fella found some new toys in StreamYard.
Who else we got?
I think we're caught up. Here's Sparky 107. Well, okay.
Sparky, how's it going? And
three times, and look what happens.
Yep, say his name 3 times. Boom, he appears.
I was out.
And you got John. Happy birthday, John. Schuylkill River John.
Yeah, I was out yesterday and I saw this pickup truck in the city doing some work, and it was called Spark Power.
Sparky Power.
I was thinking of Sparky. take it.
Nice.
Well, Andy says the background music is still on.
The background music is still on.
Yes.
James is getting down to the disco tonight.
No, I didn't put it on, so don't blame me.
All right. Kids and their toys.
Yep. That's true. I don't have those toys, I don't think.
Oh, they're on there. You just got to know how to work them.
Yeah, I just gotta look for him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he likes the noise. I don't even turn the radio on the car no more. Sparky, Sparky, Sparky. He's already here, Mike. So
Yeah,
what
he
can you
popped
do?
in, and who else you got there? You got Chris just popped in. Go over here, go home.
Yeah, welcome, Chris.
Yeah, you wish John another happy birthday, so he's another day younger. Brian Ferguson.
Yep.
I think we got everybody. If we missed anybody, we apologize, and we'll make sure we say hi.
Yeah. So what are we going to work on tonight? Well, a couple of things.
Couple of things.
Where did I do with it? I had it in my hand. So on the weekend, I've talked before about this, and I'm going to turn the camera down onto it. I've had issues with my curved turnout, but only on Rapido passenger cars. Other stuff, I never had a problem with it. So I found my track gauge. So on the weekend, when Todd came down, we started checking. And let me turn this camera a bit more.
I seen a comment I'm going to post because it's true story.
So can you see that?
We can see you got a Walthers turnout.
Yeah.
Curve.
Now you can see it.
Code 83. What are you doing with that, son?
We're going to talk about it. So on Saturday, Todd came down here on the weekend. And I've always mentioned that I've been having trouble with this turnout.
Oh, no.
And it only acted up with Rapido passenger cars. Other stuff, I didn't have a problem with it. So we decided, it always was planned to take this thing out because I didn't like curved turnouts. But it was working okay. Why rip it out? Well,
you're not blaming it on Rapido.
No, well, it's half and half.
Okay.
So
I don't mind 50-40 or 60-40 or.
Can I finish?
30-70.
Yeah. So we decided. I found my track gauge, my gauge, and so we checked it on the weekend, and we discovered that this section of the turnout where my hands are is out of spec. Too tight. And the way the design of the wall of the Rapido passenger cars are, every time the car went through this turnout, the trucks would jump off the track every time. And I had an email from Walters about this situation with their curved turnout and Rapido passenger cars. So we did an investigation to help Walters out and to prove the problem. It was here. I had a new turnout, a brand new one I bought to replace this one if we ever need to. And it was not engaged, but not as bad as this one. So I'm not sure what Walter's going to do with the information, but Todd did a report for me on this turnout, and we forwarded it to Walter and see what happens to those guys there.
Oh, so they might send you a freebie.
I have two, and it doesn't matter to me. That was more resolving an issue that I was having.
Right.
Because every time I put the passenger car through this turnout, the truck would jump right off the track every time. Because I was doing it a few weeks ago.
Didn't like it, eh?
Yeah. No, I was doing it a few weeks ago, and all I was doing is causing shorts in the system, and I was getting frustrated over that because I had to go reset the system every time it did this because of the trouble. Bit of a pain. So this will go in the drawer. It will eventually go in the scrap pile. It's fine for 40-foot boxcars.
Yeah.
But not repeatable.
And Thomas and Paul jumped in the chat. How you doing, fellas?
Yeah, welcome.
Welcome.
So
yeah, the curved turtle just don't like the pizza cutters.
Well, then do the pizza cutters.
You just said passenger cars. What derailed? Passenger cars or box cars?
Passenger cars.
Yeah,
but
pizza
the wheels
cars.
are not pizza cutter wheels. Trucks were jumping off the track.
Even on the track. Point rails are slightly under gauge, but they're also a kink in the top
point.
rail.
Yeah. Just the way it's designed. Well, that day you came over here you were here. You pulled the intermodal train out of the yard and you entered the main line using this track. And you didn't have any problem whatsoever.
No, because standard wheels.
Passenger cars are not our standard wheels.
Passenger cars got the pizza cutters.
You call them pizza cutters. I don't call them pizza cutters.
Yeah, because the flanges are different.
Well,
that's why we call them pizza cutters.
Oh, I don't call them that. I always refer pizza cutters to old technology wheels.
No, usually your passenger cars got the pizza cutters on them.
Well, I don't have a problem with my turbo.
Here, let me grab you a pizza cutter car. I'll show you.
Doesn't matter, but I don't have problem with my Go stuff and my turbo.
Okay, here's an LRC.
Right.
Let me make that bigger. Can you zoom in on that?
I don't have the capability of zooming.
Okay. See? Pizza cutters.
Well, let me get out my coach. Hang on.
That's a pizza cutter. Let me get me some Here's your normal rolling stock. See different size than the wheels?
Hang on. I walked away. I get my
flange is different. Bigger flange. Smaller flange. Pizza cutter.
Here's mine.
So there, you learn something new every night on this show, every week. The difference between a pizza cutter wheel and your standard gauge wheel. How's it going, Wesley?
So you can easily change all the wheels. Like about the pain in the butt.
Don't think you could change the wheels on your passenger cars.
But I don't. But I'll come. Here's a question. You say the pizza cutter wheels, but why? We never have issues with cars. Other passenger cars don't have a problem with it.
New Haven Rails, how's it going?
But I don't have that kind of problem with my Go stuff.
Well, they would have pizza cutter wheels as well.
But I don't have that kind of issue though. It was just
you checked the gauge?
New repeato coaches I had.
You checked the gauges in all your rolling stock, right?
No.
With your MNRA
no
gauge?
No. I checked the track.
Well, I would check the wheels for gauge.
I didn't check the wheels. I don't normally do that.
Yeah, you should do that.
But I wasn't having a problem, so why would I check it?
Well, when you start getting issues, that's when we start checking everything.
Well, that's what I started checking. I started checking the track. We found the track out of gauge. That's what I said. I had to come. No, you don't need to come do a track. You come run trains though. But yeah, I was only having trouble with those two brand new coaches.
Today's podcast brought to you by Around the Layout.
Yeah.
There is your M&RA track gauge.
Yeah, I know.
And
I told you before I couldn't find it, and I just found it last week.
wheel gauge.
And I checked my curve turnout, and it was out of gauge.
These pizza cutters are in gauge.
Well, good. That's good. But I didn't check the cars because I didn't see a reason to check the cars.
This car is sold, so.
That's when you sold?
Yeah. This is the limited run of LRCs.
Oh, I didn't buy LRCs.
Engage. I gotta box this stuff up, but just, you know me, I've been working 7 days a week.
Well, I know you have. I said, probably
So-
you still
It's about $36 to $40 to ship in Canada. So I shipped that out with the locomotive. Bob, how's it going? PK and W.
Well,
Sleeping
don't
down
remind me,
track,
but
Bob.
I sent a small little envelope to a fella in Woodstock. It was the size of a bubble envelope. Cost me $2.
$2.
It weighed
Here's the problem.
a quarter of an ounce.
You got a car with wheels on top instead of on the bottom. Yeah, when you
Well,
flip it upside down.
I depend on the manufacturers to make sure they sell me stuff correctly.
The
But
wheels are on top.
I couldn't find my track. I misplaced it. And I found
yeah.
another one. And I couldn't find that one.
Then you want to check your track.
Yeah, I know. But I told you before. You didn't pay attention to me.
Oh, I'm paying attention. There's a test app.
I told you I misplaced the original one. And I bought a new one. And I couldn't find that one either.
Make sure your power's off before you put metal on metal.
Well, yeah. I'm an electrical guy.
Or you have a short, eh, son?
That's right.
Oh, what's the other one?
What's that?
Do you know what that notch is?
I'm not sure. Is it marked?
Says track. So now one on the top says HO or no go.
Hey, Mr. Ironwood, welcome.
Steve, what's going on, Steve? Points. This is for your points, the corner. Not sure what no go is. Wheels.
Hey, Mr. Jim Tedesco, welcome.
Hey, Jim. Coupler height. Oh, it's even got a coupler height gauge on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that, son.
Look at that.
And then track gauge, yeah. So good little handy tool. It's got all the.
They're not cheap though. They're almost $40.
Those are $30.
Almost 40.
Wow.
Because I said before,
I
packed mine away and I couldn't find it, and I bought another one and I misplaced the second one.
Ooh.
And I told you that. You forgot.
I forgot. Well, sometimes I get the sometimers.
Sometimers?
Yeah, sometimes I remember, sometimes I forget.
Yeah, that's right. So no point asking.
I think it is Monday.
It is Monday.
But is it Monday 1.4 or Or is it Monday 1.8? That is a good question.
I don't know.
In your world, it's probably Monday 1.1.
It's it is the same. And there's Mr. Mark.
M&M Rails. So I think today is my Monday 0.8, I think.
1.8.
Well, yeah.
Now,
every day is Monday until I
we
get
have
a
a
day
new
off.
person in the chat, but I don't recognize the name, how to pronounce it.
RD, where'd it go? That just went. Whew. That was like lickety split. Let me back up. Can we back up?
I don't know. I'm trying to see where it went. I'm on my computer and it's
Where'd she go?
my scrolling on my computer is not the best thing. There's Bob from PK Model Works. Welcome, Bob.
Yep. I said hi, Bob. How you doing, Bob?
Okay.
Deep Run Railroad Mike.
There it is. RDGK1SE 3019. What is your first name so we can call you by your first name instead of a bunch of digits?
That's a lot of digits.
Well, you can add words to the digits. And he found his drum.
He found his bongos.
He did. New comment.
Dennis. Dennis, how you doing, Dennis?
Welcome, Dennis. There's Moonsville Railways in the chat now. Welcome.
Hey, Moonsville. What's going on, buddy?
Yeah.
Whoa.
What's
I
that?
got all kinds of stuff. I got some funky stuff happening there.
Do I have a bruise on my arm?
He's probably got paint on him himself. Oh, yeah, the shadow of the light. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever you got above you, it's a shadow of something.
Oh, yeah, maybe that. I lost one of my lights, the 2-foot LED lights. I lost one. Yeah.
You lost one. What, it was dark outside, so it went outside?
No, it went decided not to work no more.
Oh, decided not to work anymore.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Tattoo on Mark.
Mark's our buddy. I was doing some painting.
You was doing some painting.
Well, I was I'm making some shelves for the frame room, and I just I used these leftover parker board shelves from the closet we had in the basement, and I made cubes.
Hang on. Did you say cardboard?
Cardboard. No.
You said you had cardboard shelves?
No, I had shelving from our storage closet we had.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, how does cardboard work for shelves?
I was making shelves for the train room out of this material.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I've just been, it's just parker board, and I wanted to seal up the parker board with Varathane, but I didn't like the white edges. I was spraying the white edges with some craft paint. Actually, model paint from Tamiya.
Oh, okay. Well, that's different than craft paint. When you said craft paint, I thought you said something else, and I was like, what?
Well, technically, modeling is crafts. So
yeah, no, I thought you said something else. I won't repeat what I thought you said.
Oh, okay. But yeah,
this is a PG channel.
I did get my sticker here.
You got a sticker. 1 year of being strong. Crew member James
I'm not sure how long I've been a crew member.
Around the Layout podcast.
These guys here, Oak Grill, they make track They were at the out west this year.
Over there at Super Train in Calgary.
Yeah, Super Train. Yeah,
Nice,
they're an American custom track supplier.
nice. I never
Yeah,
heard of him, but
I've actually talked to the guy. He's a pretty good, decent guy.
the guy
Uh,
below it, I know him quite well.
but yeah, he does. They
Not
do a
real.
lot of custom supplies for building your own track work.
Nice. So,
Yes,
like you want like
you know, nothing
special
against
made.
buying from Canada, but it'll save you a lot of hassle for shipping. 'Cause he's in the
Yeah,
States.
they want you want a hand laid
Why trying to
switch.
make
They make them. Eh?
a strap.
Nice. What Mark said?
Trying to make James snap.
Is
I'm
Mike
gonna-
trying to make James snap?
I'm gonna
I
throw
don't think so.
Mike over the edge soon.
Well, that's you go to mini prints and get over the edge mini prints.
Yes. Well, I did reach out to Chef Dan about doing some custom 3D printing for trains. So he's
Dan's
gonna-
Railroad, London.
No, Chef Dan. He owns Yelton Models. They
Yelton
do
Models.
custom
Okay.
3D print. They're supplying a lot of stuff to the local hobby stores
Yeah.
around my area, and he was at the train show in Calgary. Was it you call it what
Super
they
Train.
call it? Super Train. He was there. It's Yelton Models. They
That must be the special word of the night. Super Train.
that's right. Well, Yelton Models is I guess he'd be competition to Bernard in a sense of the word, but he's supplying to the smaller hobby stores, train shows.
Oh, so 3D print.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to
I think you had some chili tonight.
when TH&B was absorbed into the CP Rail world, all of the remaining GP7s and 9s were converted into a chop nose GP9. And when they used to make the TH&B GP7s, they years ago, Lifelike and Proto 2K, there was a guy in the States was making nose kits so we could convert the GP7 into a CP rail locomotive.
Nice.
Well, Repeato is bringing out a new GP9U. It might be, you might see it this year. And I'm hoping to take that locomotive and make it into a chop nose TH&B replacement. But I need the 3D printed cab, the nose of the locomotive, and get rid of the dynamic brakes.
So you want to make a Frankenstein?
No, it's not a Frankenstein.
Well, you're going to take a bunch of parts and put it all together and from its original form.
But CP Rail made it that way, so it's the new original form. So I don't think it's Frankenstein.
Okay.
CP Rail
And how's it going, Montana North?
I have a picture of the CP version on my tablet.
Okay, Wiggy Wag. Have a good night.
Lovely waggles. Your ladle's looking great. Well, thanks, Todd. But yeah, so Stormy Sky, when CP Rail took over TH&B, none of the locomotives had dynamic brakes. They weren't part of the build. So it's not getting one.
Mark says Frankenstein.
I'll show you though. I'll get out of this here, and I will show you the picture.
Frankenstein. We call that. You just take a bunch of parts from different ones and let her rip, Tater Chip.
Can you see that?
Yep, that's a high nose.
But the other end's not though.
Oh, you got the back end towards me. Okay, well that would be
That's a chop nose GP9 or
chop
GP7.
nose.
That locomotive there it was originally THB number 72 GP7.
Oh, and then they repainted it and fixed her all up.
CP Rail, when they took over THB, took all the remaining GP7s and 9s and converted them into what you see there. And my plan is to make that locomotive.
Look at that bad boy.
THB ran their locomotive long hood forward most times.
And the engineers really loved it because it was nice to see out of.
But some guys, that's why they chop the nose, because they'd rather have the low nose on the cab. So that's what it came. That's the way it ended up. The remaining THB stock came that way. And I'm gonna try and build one.
So we're learning lots tonight. Top nose, cap horn, pizza cutters.
What did he get? What do you have that we don't have?
What do you have? What we don't have? No, that was that LRC. A guy reached out to me and wanted to know if I'd sell it, and I said, yeah, I'd sell it. It just sits on my display shelf. And Brandon Bubs 031 found that for me, and I bought it, and it's just sat on my shelf. And I guess they're collector's item or something. And
is that a locomotive or a coach?
Yeah, it was a locomotive.
Okay.
So there's a locomotive and a cab, or sorry, passenger car. And yeah, it said, yeah, I'd depart.
Sell the set?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I bought this stuff a long time ago. I do have a store down here, so I bought some Woodland Scenic hardwood forest in a kit. I thought I'd break that open tonight and see what's actually in the kit.
The bucket makes an appearance.
New Haven, how's it going? The final bucket hat makes an appearance. Oh, nice. I'm
not sure about this. I just know when TGB ran on the rails, depending what they were hauling, they would switch the hood depending on their operation.
So that's sitting on there.
But I want to get the CP rail version of number 72, which I showed you in the picture on my tablet.
Yes, that was pretty cool.
That's what I had. And that was at Stelco. And eventually got scrapped. But that's what they did.
Well, if you want to see something cool, it'll be in your neck of the neighborhood.
What's that?
Trying to think, when's that going to be? Oh, there this fall. Next spring, I think. Don't quote me. I'll keep it posted.
Right.
But the LR 11 1350 will be at DeFasco in Hamilton.
Was that a crane?
That's one large.
What is it? You didn't say.
It's a crane.
Okay. Are you going to be operating it down there?
Looks like I got a filter cloth. No. No, but I'll have it here in the fall, and then it does the job here, and then it goes there to make a big lift at the Pasco.
Because if you're familiar with there is a mill is now part of the Mana property. They tore it all down last week.
That's quite the truth.
And that's going to become the new intermodal yard down near Dofasco and the Mana field yard. We were talking about it last week. Yeah. There's new.
Instructions are on the back how to make the trees.
All right. But yeah, so there was a number 3 bloom mill that they dismantled. Pretty big complex. And they're putting in a new intermodal yard down at between Mana and Dofasco.
Okay.
So that should be pretty interesting coming.
Definitely a weird looking.
Buy Laura set, and if she doesn't want it, I'll keep it. That's a good idea. Mark wants an LRC.
Mark wants an LRC.
Yeah, I thought you wanted an LRC.
I got an LRC.
Well, you have 2 of them.
Yeah, that's Chris would know more about that one than I do. That's right. Like a different run, that one.
Oh, okay. I've never seen much of it.
I think it's like a spaceship run or something, or whatever they call it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm only familiar with the what I'm working on is the 54 scheme CN and the blue Via. And I saw a guy have the Park Manor car for sale, and he wanted over $400 for it. And the reason he was selling it because the color didn't match his other cars.
Huh.
And I'm going to
the one you got?
The one I got from you, yes.
Yeah, the one you got from me.
Right. Well, a guy had that for sale for $400, and he wanted to sell it because he did not like the color. It wasn't blending with the other cars he had. But in the real world, the Via trains in the beginning was mixed match of all kinds of cars.
Okay. Very nice.
So George is doing a chop nose.
Yeah.
So George, where'd you get the nose kit for it? Would you make it yourself?
Hang on there, son.
Because they used to make a nose kit for the Lifelike and the Proto 2K GP7s. You keep it in the box, okay. Well, yeah, because you don't have any track yet anyhow, so it doesn't matter.
Ooh.
Hey, Mr. Darren, welcome.
Darren? From CCL?
So it'd be curiosity when they get this new yard going, how much train activity we'll see in the city. They're also making a new a pier, too, to load these stuff onto container ships, too.
What? Whoa, what are you talking? Talk to me, son.
Talking about, do you not listen to what I said?
Yeah, you said a new yard and containers and.
Well, that's what I said. They're building this new container yard down at between the Mana site and Dofasco.
Oh,
and I didn't hear that. And they're putting in a new pier in to help load it into ships.
Okay.
Okay, George.
Split Rock, how's it going? And
all the GP7 nines are all high nose. You had to have a kit to convert them.
So you put decoders in your switches.
Yep.
How'd you make out there? Any blue
Well, they're
smoke?
running.
Because Derek wants to know.
No blue smoke. Hang on.
No blue
Put
smoke.
the camera down.
All right. Camera down.
Patience.
Hand down. Camera down.
Patience. The only thing we got to do is we have to fix one bell on it.
There's Ray from around the layout. How's it going, Ray? Welcome back. Hopefully the land from down under was nice and warm. Not
So
one.
We put the coders in. And one thing about the repeato switchers, all the railings and handrails are all metal. They're not plastic.
Well, that's the way it should be, yeah. So, kind of like the old blue box, eh?
Yes.
Excuse me. Woo! Yeah, the old blue box.
They run good. I had them running both directions. No issues at all. Beautiful.
Sound. Put speakers in it. Sound file.
They came from the factory that way.
Those are pretty.
Yeah, that's them.
Australia was amazing.
These came with the bells not installed, and they changed the mounting, so we have to fix one mounting on one locomotive. It was kind of tiny. This guy here.
Nice.
Yeah.
So out of the 4, only one you got to do some rework.
Yeah, just the one. Just the way they built it, done the same. They included 2 different assemblies, but they only allowed for the one to get installed. So it was a minor fix.
Minor fix.
Minor fix, not a big deal.
That's not bad.
But
1 out of 4. Yeah. That's pretty good odds.
And I compared the
your Fast Tracks to Model Railroad Fun.
I compared them to the Proto 2K, Proto version, not the 2K, and they're pretty decent.
2K?
Who gave Ray? Not I.
What's that? Who gave
a sound
effect? Yeah, I don't know. That's me playing on the board. This commercial break brought to you in part by Around the Layout podcast. Check it out every Tuesday night. Become a member of
this guy here.
Yeah, you got your crew sticker.
I'm waiting for the new T-shirt to come out. We haven't got yet.
Those are coming. They're going to be called "The Land from Down Under." Around the Layout podcast.
So we're getting 2 gifts. That's good. Thanks, Ray.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's awesome.
Look at that bucket hat on there.
Oh, you even got your Around the Layout bucket hat on tonight.
I did. Look at that.
Got your shirt? Yeah, I got my shirt on.
Look at that, Ray.
I got a new one. Waiting for those Around the Layout podcast rolling stock coming out soon.
Ray has my address. He knows where I live.
Don't call Darren Shirley.
Okay. Yeah.
Only if you're Shirley honest.
Right.
Or
but I did get a couple of bonus things.
I can't fill your dressers. I can fill your dressers.
Mikey.
Nice. Talk to me, son.
I can't fill your dress.
I thought he said you can.
You can supply extra large T-shirt and double X for Mikey.
Oh.
I'm an extra large now. The crew is happening.
And what are you saying? I'm a double X?
Well, I figure you're a double X.
Well, yeah. That's because I'm going to the gym every day.
Yeah. It's under the layout. But I did get a couple more a piece of the rolling stock.
One more piece of rolling stock.
I got 3 pieces of rolling stock.
Well, you're keeping them hobby shops going. I haven't. Last thing I bought was an SW. Sorry, an SD 40-2W.
Yeah, probably have, Ronald. Well, I did buy a Blue Devil.
So you found another Safety Clean tank car.
I did.
Like an 80 sitcom.
Off the tracks, money. It sounded like a
80 sitcom.
I think I bought was an Aussie flower hopper. Okay. Well, I bought the 4 SW9s. I bought the Blue Devil, and I got these. Here you go.
Oh, you got more of them. So how many of those you got now?
9.
9. Where are you finding all these that you can't get them at the hobby shop? You get them before they go to the hobby shop?
Oh, I don't know. They appear at my doorstep.
Yeah.
I got 9.
Nice. 9.
I have the
So you becoming your own hazardous waste stream. Or what are you hauling in that?
It is a recycling service. They recycle oil. So it's not really a hazardous waste.
Canola oil.
No, canola oil is not a hazardous waste. That stuff is a big secret. I used to work with do work for them.
Make sure you got the right manifest and you got the right placard on them.
Oh yeah.
Piece of the rolling stock.
I had to fix the equipment.
Don't forget, May 12th to the 14th. That is your local enforcement officers out there doing the safety blitz. OPP, MTO. So when you hear them coming, because you're not running legit, you'll hear the sirens go, and make sure you pull over. And if you see flashing lights on the side of the road, emergency vehicles, pull in the left lane. Give them some space, folks.
Yeah, we used to. You familiar with a company called Bungie? Mike?
What's that, Todd?
Are you familiar with a company called Bungie?
Bungie?
Well, we call them Bungie, yes. Before that,
Bungie. No, I knew Bingo was his name, but I'd never heard of Bungie.
They're down on Burling Street, just past the old Anner Brewery. These be called Canadian Oil. Before that, they make canola oil.
Wonder what Ray's doing June 8th.
I'll be trying June 8th, one day only.
Yeah, I can imagine what he's doing there June 8th.
Well, George, I have a Class 82 Australian locomotive, so that's okay.
You got a 4x8 by 6.
Sparky has British trains on his layout.
What about a 2x4 x 6?
Yeah, different. It was actually Bungie. That's good. Buying repeato train will make you happy.
Well, James just cleared out the safety clean cars, so they don't have any more.
Oh. But yeah.
June 8th. I know what's going on June 8th, but I'll let Ray tell you that one.
I don't know what June 8th. Is that a Saturday?
No, it's a Monday.
Oh.
Off the tracks Monday.
I do not know what's going on.
Yep. Todd's nailed it.
Are you coming to headquarters, Ray? Oh, that headquarters. Okay, I know where you're going. My sister's coming up from Newfoundland on June 22nd, though.
Yeah, I know where I'll be June 27th or 28th.
You're going to be running the live on the 22nd of June.
Yeah, you might have to run the live on the 8th.
Why, are you going too?
Well, you never know.
8th is, I'm coming for a tall cup of Tim Hortons. Okay.
Yeah, get a Wayne Gretzky. 99.
What's a Wayne Gretzky 99?
Wayne Gretzky 99 is 99 milk or cream and 99 sugars.
Oh, no, I won't bother.
You like triple or double?
Well, I limit my coffee.
99.
I don't drink as much coffee as I used to.
No, me neither.
If I have, I'll skip a day sometimes just to eliminate it.
I think Mark and I are going to have the Wayne Gretzky in Smith Falls. 99 milk with 99 sugars. Or 4x4. Yeah.
I've never had that. I'm pushing it double as it is.
That's like calling Chris's Monsters there 4x4.
I've seen people do that though.
Oh yeah. Guy at work has 5 triples every day.
5 triples.
Yep. Extra large triple.
That's a lot of coffee.
And by about 3 o'clock, he's like pretty much bouncing off the fence.
June the 8th.
June the 8th. When's that again? I have to check my calendar. Chris hasn't announced. I think it's the end of August for the Smith Falls.
Right.
BBQ. Trackside Barbecue is August something. Usually it's September long weekend, but I believe he's.
No, it's August 28th. But I put in the chat earlier, Mike. You weren't paying attention.
Well, that must have been last week's stream.
No, I put it on this week's stream. I put it in
did you? Okay. And yeah, I think Floyd Robbins is going, possibly SMT Mainline.
Yeah.
Forever DC 302.
Todd's coming.
I think Sparky maybe. Todd's going.
As long as he's not working. He's working a lot of extra hours. I don't know. Hopefully not.
Oh, yes, Mark. I will be in Smith Falls, Perth, Ontario. May 22nd, 23rd, 24th. The American long weekend. Because I think our long weekend's the week before. Yeah.
Oh, I could not find it, Thomas. I thought I have one, but I haven't found it yet. I know I bought one, but I think I have the international version of the Caboose, not the Point Charles. I know I have one Point Charles. Yeah, May 24th, where I'll be in the church redoing our wedding vows.
Do you, James, take this?
Well, it's not a joke, so please don't joke about it.
I'm not joking.
But we're redoing our vows on the 24th of May.
We're going to redo our vows one time.
Right.
In Vegas. She wanted to get married by Elvis.
Right.
I said, yeah, let's check it out. So we went there. Big heavy equipment show in Vegas. They do it every 3 years.
Right.
And we went to the chapel. Seen Elvis. Said, how much to get our vows renewed? And he said $1,500. And I said, okay, we'll pass.
Thomas, I'll keep an eye out for one because they do pop in for sale up here. And with the new ones coming out from Atlas, a lot of these True Lines might come down cheaper.
Oh, yeah. The Caboose?
Yes, the Point Charles. Yes, well, we celebrate our 29th anniversary on the 24th of May. And everybody got mad at us when we got married 20 years ago on the May 24 weekend. We had a dry wedding. And they didn't like that, but the church did not believe in having alcohol.
Yeah.
And I don't
There's
drink.
nothing wrong with that.
No, and I don't drink. So since I officially joined the church we have to do, yeah. So we have to do what they call a convalidation ceremony, just to make it official in the eyes of the church. So
Nice.
that's happening at 2:00 on the 24th of May. If you're in Dundas, you're all welcome. Ray, that's we have coffee every day at the church when we're at church.
Oh yeah.
It's called Hospitality Sunday.
Store closed a couple years ago. Ooh, that's a bummer.
What's that?
Mark asked George if there's still the store at Halifax, and George says no, closed a couple years ago.
What, train store?
I'm assuming so.
Yeah, there was a hobby store in St. John's, Newfoundland, and I checked their web page, and they had a stock of one locomotive. It's Catholic. I'm a Catholic.
So what else you got there for trains happening?
Well, that's all I
Oh,
have.
working on your thing.
But what I came across some tools that I used to use in electrical. I was going to show Mark how I do track connections and make things easier for people. They all have different ways of doing it. So I'm going to show you how I do it.
All right,
now,
I'll make
I will use other methods, but this is what I find the most simplified.
All right, keep it simple.
That's right.
That's what we like. Keep it simple.
So I'm going to turn this camera down a bit lower.
So, do you use a piece of rolling stock? Is this a question? Do you use a piece of rolling stock that has one side of the car marked ground in positive or ground in power?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. Oh, that's a good method because you get turned around pretty easy.
It's very easy, especially when you have a loop, because you can get it backward. Because I had that situation on my peninsula. The wires get backwards through that.
Well, you'll know for sure, won't you?
Well, I knew, but I knew what I was doing. I figured it out. But yes, I can go get that car. Nothing fancy. Hang on. See if it's handy to get to.
That's what I do. Then when I'm doing wiring,
it's not readily available. But I have a boxcar, and I put a sticker on it, and I put the word red on the side of the boxcar. And the red is always the inside track for my layout, closest to me.
That's what I do.
Standard procedure, red. See, in the world of me, red and black, positive and negative, DC power. I work DC
red
power.
and white, whatever color you want.
Well, in AC world, it was usually red and white.
Yeah.
Or black and white. If you use red and black in AC, you got 220 volts. So,
hey, John?
Red is right, black is left. Yeah. But in the world of electrical, in a residential wiring, red and black wire is 220 volts. So
yeah, that stuff will send you for a loop. John Benicki, how you doing?
And so with 575 volt, they'll kill you.
Yeah.
And I work with it. And Sparky works a lot higher, and he works up in 13.8. So, but what I do,
yeah, But
I was finding because sometimes I have trouble getting in tight corner for soldering. So what I started to do here, because you can buy these things, I would take, and I also changed the wire in my feeders. I found that I was having, if I used 20 gauge wire, it wasn't allowing me enough flexibility in the track to move it to straighten it out. So what I started doing is soldering feeder wires to the joint, to the rail joiner.
Yeah. Do you use solid wire or strand wire?
Solid.
Yeah. See, Spark. I thought it was a higher voltage than that. Sparky works with 550 to 500
Even higher
kV.
than that, that's right.
That'd make your hair stand up and fall out.
Oh yes, yeah. We well, I told Sparky before we did a job in Frito-Lay in Cambridge,
Frito-Lay?
and the dump truck came in the yard and didn't have a spotter on the, and he raised the bucket up.
Oh yeah.
We hit the main Sparky lines, and he blew all 4 tires on his truck.
Well, yeah, it's some high voltage there for sure.
Oh yeah.
Rayner, I thought I seen Rayner jump in.
Yes, I saw. But yeah, what I'm doing, so I was soldering the feeder to the joiners.
Yeah.
And so I got one here stuck together with the track. So what I would do is I would take the end of the wires. I use these kind of guys here. These are lever connectors.
Lever connectors.
And you can put your wires into here. It'll hold 4 wires, and they're solid. They're quick. Now, these guys here are the knockoffs to these guys here. These are the Waco connectors.
Yeah.
Same principle.
I thought I just seen some blue smoke.
What's that?
Thought I seen some blue smoke there.
No, there's no power going here. And these guys here, I'm going to use these this week. This is for my bus line. I got to cut the wires for the track change.
Mark says he's got some knockoffs.
What's that?
Mark says he has some knockoffs.
Well, the knockoffs work first, depending what they are. I'll show you a knockoff I don't like. I'm going to do this.
Here in the new house, the train room piled high with boxes. Spent weekend building.
So there's your bus line.
Yep.
This gives you 2 bus lines, a random, so you got the other one this side.
Mm-hmm.
And
Rainer, are you going to do a video on how big the room is? Is it?
Well, Rainer he moved to a new house.
Yeah, he went up to the hometown.
And you hook up another lever. And you're done. But there's another connector people have used. These guys.
Yeah, the Waco connectors.
No, it's not a Waco connector.
Or sorry, yeah, what do you call those?
They're suitcase connectors.
Suitcase connectors.
Yes. But this is a knockoff. Suitcase.
Yeah, suitcase. Not the suitcase. Suitcase.
I prefer the 3M brand.
Yeah.
These are not 3M. But the trick is to these here is having a proper tool for crimping them. Can you see that?
Well, yeah.
See, these pliers made by Klein. These are electrical tools. Klein.
We're not talking Klein in your winter gear.
Just like that. And it's in. Done.
Okay, Storm Sky. Have a good night. Yeah, that was pretty cool players there. Let's pay for them.
Yeah,
$9.99.
but they're not $10.99. They're about
More than that?
I think I forget what I paid. They're probably about $35, I think. Well, that's good, Rainer. Between the box, I still haven't found some stuff in my boxes. Okay, yeah, hang on, Mike. Mark.
Yeah, go back to the feeders. Yeah.
You want this one here?
You're supposed to show Mark how to keep it simple.
Anyway. So I'll take, here's 2 feeder wires here, Mark. And you see the track.
1 and 2.
So we're going to hook up. Now, because these are singles, you only want to use this for 1 color wire.
Yep.
So
doesn't matter what side you're on or no?
Nope. No, doesn't matter.
Okay. Just testing it.
This is your bus line. So I'll unhook this one here. So you're running 14 for a bus, I hope.
14's your bus wire instead of
your main bus.
Yeah.
So for that potential there, you have a bus, you got a feeder.
We're not talking the city bus.
You can hook up another feeder. There, done. Two, and I have space for 1 more.
Yeah.
Now you can buy these. I bought a kit from Amazon. $100 pieces, and you get all these sizes in there. So 2, 3s, 4s, 5s, all this. You get all that in a kit for about $40.
That's not bad.
No. Now, this idea, there's a YouTube modeler, I forget his name, but he did a video on his layout using these things here. If you ever have to troubleshoot your track, you can access your wire so quickly.
Don't
You can,
troubleshoot. Yeah, troubleshoot your track. Okay.
Right. You can disconnect really quick and easy. Yeah, undo that, and they're out. You're done. But these guys here, I like these ones here for your bus. I'll show you. Get rid of this. I like these here. I can put my bus into here.
Yeah.
And into here.
Hey, Jason, how's it going?
So there's your bus line. Done. So you use your 2 bus line. But you got an extra wire here. I don't have an extra red, but I'm gonna put it black in because Mark knows color code. And so this is like a tap into your bus.
Yeah.
And you shove this in here. And this here wire.
That was just
we're gonna strip it too and nip it. Get my strippers out.
Strippers.
Yeah, strippers, wire strippers, ideal. I've had these for 50 years.
50.
Yeah, since I started working the trade in 1973, I've had these. I got 2 pairs of them. I have a couple more tools I'll show you. So now you have that. You can take 4 here. This guy here. Can you see that? Give me a camera view here. Sit there. Put that into there.
Into there.
And then take your feeder wire from your track. You got 3. 3 spots for feeder wires.
Yeah, 3.
And in the kit, you get these little mounting clips here. You see that in my hand?
Yep. Thomas wants the sound effect for that one.
So you hook them up to that, and you can mount this to your baseboard.
We
See the screw
Hey
hole
Ray,
there?
how's it going?
Hey, Ray Central, welcome. Hey, John Benecki, welcome. So
John
it's
Benicki.
quick and easy for doing.
Take it easy. What do you got there?
That's the clip I showed you. Mounting clip.
Oh, to hold your wires all together.
To hold the clip to your baseboard, you can secure it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's right, Mark. Or if you buy, you can get these guys too. This gives you, this is your, use that for a tap into your bus line.
Right.
Like there.
Okay,
So
Jim. Thanks for coming out. We'll see you Thursday night. Jim Tedesco. 6 to whenever Jim shuts her down. Could be 9, could be 10. Willow Creek, Brad, how's it going?
So that's your bus line right there in the camera view, Mark. So so you run your bus line around your layout and then cut it and put these in the middle.
Now is that solid? That won't pull apart?
I've seen load demonstration for these connectors pumping 400 amps through it.
400 amps.
We're talking about wiring up a layout, Ray.
Oh.
Trying to keep it simple.
Kiss.
Some people, even I struggle. When you try and take a piece of track like this, and you want to take this feeder wire and solder to the side of the rail. And when I was doing this, I was using number 20 wire, and the 20 wire is not very flexible. And what I was doing, I'll show you on this track where to do with it.
You're going to solder that? You got the soldering iron preheated?
I would, yeah. Hang on a minute. Hang on.
Okay. We're hanging on.
I wanted to show you something. Well, it fell out. What I would do when I did the feeder wires from either way, the joiner, I would pull the wire into the center of the track. Once the track's all laid the way you want it, nice and straight, secure, glued down, then I would drill a hole in the center. And
you'd have that on the bottom, right? Not on the top?
Say that again. You're confusing me by cutting me off.
Oh, you're cutting out there. I said you put that wire on the bottom and not the top, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's soldered on the bottom of the track.
Yeah.
You understand that? You see that?
Pick it up where you're laying down.
Okay. So I would make sure the wire is in the center of the track. Once it's all secured, then done, and I would drill one hole in the center of the track and pull the wires down through that one hole. Done.
Right.
Hey, Mr. Drew.
Drew, how's it going?
You're gonna ballast the hole eventually.
Yeah, you put glue over it. Ballast it. Hide your wires.
It's hard to show on here because it fell off on me because I'm mingling it around. But yes, Mike, the wire is on the bottom.
Yeah, on the bottom. Trains run better.
I wasn't born yesterday.
No.
But that, once it's done like that, Mark, if you see that in the view there, I would drill one hole in the center, just enough for the 2 wires, and pull it through.
Yeah.
That's the way I do it. But this allows me to maneuver the track.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Okay, Sparky, thanks for popping in.
Okay, Sparky. Stay safe out there and hope you get a day off.
Yeah, with you.
Yeah, next weekend for sure. Only allowed to work so many days in a row. Then I gotta have a day off.
But that's mandatory.
Yeah, that's mandatory.
What if you're in service though?
Doesn't matter. You get switched out.
We didn't have that opportunity for us.
Yeah, you go in the penalty box. 2 minutes.
Oh,
You
we
feel
didn't do
shame.
that.
You take time out. Take a day off. Get rested up. Back at it.
But I want to show a couple other tools I have
Randall, how's it going?
on the bench here. Still need my searchlight. I went too fast.
Yes, Sparky. Yep, I still have
What's
it.
that?
It's over there. Dave, DB Tech.
What's the
Give me a searchlight rail car for Sparky.
Right.
And when I was at Sparky's, I forgot to bring it, and haven't been anywhere since.
So on the bench here, if you can see those there,
On the bench,
electrical,
hole punch
not a hole
and
punch.
wire stripper.
Yeah, but it's not a hole punch. It's a crimper.
Well, what is it?
It's a crimper.
Oh, grip. Oh, that's a gripper.
Yes, sir.
Look like one of them
Nope.
leather hole punches, or you want to put another hole in your belt.
No, sir.
Pulling a knot tighter.
These are made by the ET company in Boston. These are made to crimp
Made in America.
ring terminals.
Okay.
Yes, they do, Mark. I got all this kit here, Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon. All different assortments.
But $40. There's enough for
pretty
your
good.
little layout.
Miranda Allison, how's it going,
If
Miranda?
you're closer, I give you some because I got lots. But it probably cost me more to mail it to you than for you to buy from Amazon.
Well, you just next time you see him, give him a handful.
Well, yeah, but he's not here. He's starting his layout tomorrow.
Well, I thought you said you're going there the 28th.
Yeah. But he might need it before then, though.
Oh.
You know, I don't mind giving him some, but if he's going to work on his layout, it's cheaper to buy it from Amazon direct. Discovered. I took an envelope, Mike, the size of a piece of plywood here.
Yeah.
A little bit thicker. It cost me $22 to mail if I wanted to track it.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, that locomotive, I'm going to send that guy. What they say it was? $36 to ship it from here to Toronto.
Well, when OVR was gonna consider shipping my SW9s, the shipping charge was $45.
That's not bad.
Yeah, but you're shipping one car for $36. Oh, I know, Mark. I know. Was it?
I guess the next time I'm down that way.
Well, it cost about $36 to send the 2 locomotives to Daveco,
Really?
to Ottawa, or Renfrew. But these players here, because I worked a lot in motors, especially single-phase motors.
Yeah.
They would have terminal strips inside the motors for nuts.
For nuts.
And we used to make crimp these brass rings.
Right.
I don't have any handy. I show you one. I have some, but I have to go, but they're buried. And this would crimp a connection for the motor. And we would solder the ring, and it was made to fit a number 8 machine screw.
Huh.
Yeah. And these guys here, these are ideal wire crimpers. But if you notice in the end how I modified that,
Yeah.
well, I made these to crimp what we used to call flag connectors. They're like, if you look at a connection, they look like a flag. So
Okay.
I modified these so I can crimp them properly. And another crimp tool I got. These here are designed for pin connectors.
Right.
I don't have any handy. If you're doing stranded wire and terminal strips, you can use these to crimp the wire.
Okay.
They made this crimp. I don't have it handy, and I'll show you. Oh wait, there you do. These kind of connectors here, right?
Hey, Spence, too much. How's it
You ever
going?
seen these kind of connectors here, Mike?
No. Just because I can't. It's not
It's hard to
focused.
see.
Oh, like
They're,
RCA connectors almost.
Well, they're a pin connector. But if you say you're working with a stranded wire and you hook it up to your command station,
Yeah.
and you're trying to get that stranded wire into that little terminal strip, this makes it easier because it crimps them square.
Yeah.
I'll show you. I'm gonna get some wire here.
What do you use to curl your wife's hair? Usually curling iron or what are those other things? Rollers, you know.
So I took a piece of stranded wire and I shove it in till you can see the stranded wire at the end. And you just go into here. Now it's crimped. It's square. So you can shove it into a terminal strip, clamp it down. Nice solid connection. Hello, Amanda.
Amanda.
That's my daughter.
Oh,
So
I already have it. Oh, I guess that's why she said I did. There you go.
So it's hard to make my right hand. But so that's square. So if you got your NCE, your terminal, your NCE system.
Yeah.
Well, that'll shove you into that little terminal easy now.
Nice.
Yeah.
And scale the stuff, yeah.
Mr. Denny. So I use that all the time for that kind of connection.
Yeah, that works, huh? And that's in the kit as well?
Well, it's another kit.
Yeah. You got a lot of kit.
Well, when you're electrical, you get in the habit of buying the correct tools.
What'd Bob say?
I didn't see it. Went too fast.
Usually buying more train. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What's that?
Oh.
Okay. But when I'm in the electrical world, and so I tend to buy more tools.
Yeah. That's true, Bob.
Connector right here. I'll show you.
I'm not sure if it curls her hair or burns it off.
See this connector here, Mike, in my hand? If I get in the right view. See that one there?
Yep. Yep. You got a bunch of connectors.
Well, see the one in my hand.
Yeah.
Well, that's the 1/4-inch spade connector. But we would, if you wanted to crimp that before you soldered it, it's
Yeah.
hard to get at it with a standard crimping tool. It spends too much. So, so I created this tool to do this. Watch. Get in the wire. Now, of course, in our world, we would solder the connection after we crimped it.
Yeah, it's usually a good call. You want a good connection?
But in the field of working, if you're in
Solder it
the
up.
field, you don't have that. So now you see that's in there.
Yeah.
Of course, I got it backwards here, but I'm gonna clip it. Watch. So see how the crimp I can get at the barrel because the wire's out to the side.
Yeah.
And crimp it. Done. So I just made a connection, a lead connection here off the motor. Using these modified. And these are not Chinese pliers. These are American made.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah. So now you got a terminal, a jumper made now. But when we did a motor, we would solder this too to make sure it's good and solid. Because I was looking at my brother-in-law's pool pump the other day. I took his old one apart and I found this connection right here that I have in my hand.
Yeah.
It was hotter than a firecracker because it was loose. And it burned.
So it melted the coating right off of it.
Oh, yeah. Potential fire risk.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I was hungry again. But that's what these are tools. So I've had these pliers here is 40, 50 years ago. And I got 2 pairs of these. But these guys I like the best because they have a slot for 22 gauge wire.
Right. 22 gauge, 14 gauge, 18 gauge.
Yeah. Actually goes down. These got up to 10. 16, 14, 22, and 20 gauge. It serves what I need for the railroad now. Because I don't do any electrical work anymore. Other than replacing a plug. But I don't have a ringlet here. I will show you that terminal here.
A ring what?
A ring terminal. I will show you, but I don't have one handy. But I show you how they work.
Just don't put it on your finger.
No, they wouldn't get around to it. But they were made for stranded. We would use stranded wire, and we would use that because most cords to motors are stranded cords.
That's true, Andy. That's true.
What's that?
He says not too often you could whip out your tool without being,
But if you want to get into using suitcase connectors, buy the right tool to crimp them. I like these. I prefer the 3M version of these things. But I used them up in my last layout, and I bought the Chinese knockoffs, and they're not as good. But they do work for doing like a T-tap on your bus line. But I'm gonna use this connector tomorrow or this week on my layout because I had to move the switch machine over, and doing so, the wiring underneath was in the way. It reminded me of prison. Everyone's showing off their dirty old tools. Yeah. because I'm going to use this on the layout.
Parking ticket.
The only thing about these, the mounting screws for these are made for a tiny screw, and they're hard to find.
Right. Okay, Sean, thanks for coming up.
Sean, thanks for popping in.
Till the next one, keep it on the track.
But and Mark, if you're doing track or I don't solder track, but I do solder track if it's into a curve. And sometimes if you're leading from a turnout into a curve, sometimes if I have the space, I will solder the track into that turnout. Parking ticket or park makes more sense. But normally I don't solder track, but I will solder on a curve. I did it today. I had a curve and I soldered the turn. But sometimes, because of my layout, I don't have a lot of space between the two sides of the layout.
Yeah,
so going from a turnout into a curve right away, that's where sometimes I might consider soldering the track at that turnout, because it prevents the joiner from kinking on you as much. But normally I don't solder turnouts. But I will solder track on a curve, and I will stagger the joint. So that's what I do anyhow. But I like these barrel things. They're neat. But if you don't have the tool, you're going to find a way of getting around to it. That's all.
Yes. Have the right tools for the right job.
Some people don't have the right tool for the right job, but they're a hobbyist, so they tend to get the hobbyist tools.
Yeah.
Well, good. Get some track. But Mark, just get your feeders and solder the wire to your joiners. Stick them on. You can go the other way too, but just solder them to the feeder, drill the hole, hook them up. You're done. You don't have to solder your track at all. I just find with a curve, it controls the kink at the joint better. That's all it is. At that point, you get a nice laid track, and then put your feeder at each end of the joiner. You don't need to put a feeder in the middle of that track because you've soldered it. Put a feeder at each end of the track.
Yeah.
You don't need to put a feeder every 3 feet if you're soldering. Not necessary. Yes, Todd, met lots of layers and judges.
It's like
So this Thursday, Mark is live, I think. Is he not?
Mark's live this Thursday?
I think so. I think he is. I believe he is. I know I'm going to hopefully do an update video once I get my track all done. Yes, Mark, if you use the way I do it with these joiners, when you solder the joiner, your feeder to the joiner, like I have here, then you can put you got a joiner at every point in your layout, just add a wire to it. Done. Punch one hole in. Done. Away you go. You finished. It's all wired. You have your layout wired really quickly. And I use this. I get some Amazon.
Yeah.
The spool of 22 red, black. The camera's on the view. Oh, I have lots of this stuff. for a while you couldn't get any. But somewhere I need more black. I got black spool somewhere.
Yeah.
And where's Marcus? If you haven't got it,
Marcus says he's going live.
This is what you call, this is automotive wire, 14 gauge, Princess Auto. Nice and flexible. You don't want to use what I call T90 wire. That's too rigid. I have a spool, I can give it to you. It's up there.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, I got T90 up there, but that's made for, that's really hard wire. Not very. Yes, he's going live.
He's going live. Thursday night, M&M Rails. Off the tracks, going live.
Cap Crew Wednesday, and tomorrow should be On Track Tuesday. Tomorrow.
Yeah, Steve Childers was last Tuesday. So I think this Tuesday will be Dave, Crooked River and Eastern, or
should be Dave.
Lion
He
Crow.
was live on Thursday last week, so he might skip a week.
Don't forget, don't use the same color wire on both sides of the train.
Doesn't matter what color you use. Lawns are different.
No, but don't go black or red.
No.
Right? Mix them up. Yeah, so that's the week's show.
Yeah. And
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Rick Bailey, he goes live on Friday sometimes.
Nice.
But it's not a schedule.
Anthony Dodge goes live every Friday from 3 o'clock to, I want to say 6 p.m. Eastern.
Steve Childers goes live on Friday afternoon at the lunch hour. And sometimes Scott Rails will go live on Friday nights at 9 o'clock.
Yes.
Yes.
That's who's Scott Rails?
Yeah. So, but I will, and everything when you can, for mount these guys here to your layout, two-sided tape.
Two-sided tape. Stick
it up there. The problem they see here, trying to find small wood screws here are not easy.
Nice.
It'll be a number 0.
0? Don't be a hero? Or don't be a 0, be a hero.
That's right, Bob. I think he's rescheduled to the 14th now because of commitments for family.
Who's that?
Rick Bailey. He goes live. He tries to go live on Fridays, every other Friday. But he has to juggle it because of family commitments.
Right.
So, if you subscribe to his channel and you got notifications on, you will get wind of his live. It'll pop into your. So you got
turn them notification bells on. Hit the like. It's free.
Yeah.
And leave a comment.
Yeah, that's right. Leave a comment. And go from there. So any other questions about wiring?
Word. Make sure the power's off and tint your wires.
Why would you tin the wires when they're already pre-tint?
Well, if they're pre-tint, then you don't have to. But if they're not pre-tint, tint your wires.
for soldering.
Yeah.
What I do is when I'm going to solder, I will heat up the flux, and I'll dip the wires into the flux to coat them with flux a bit. Because I had my cordless iron going today, and I didn't get it hot enough, and I was getting a bad solder joint because the heat wasn't there.
Yeah, George Eminem Rails, that's his channel.
Yes.
Eminem Rails.
Yeah. But yeah, so I had to cut it off today because it was starting to oxidize. It was a bad joint. Yeah, George, but let's put it this way here. I'm the guy who blew the 3-phase panel meter off the wall at work. I talked to the 3-phase meter on the main power supply to the building. I blew it right off the wall.
Still got the screwdriver to prove it.
And I did smoke the can on the street too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did that.
Okay, Montana Northern. Take care, and looking forward to the next update on the layout as Montana Northern's rebuilding his layout. And if you're blue,
well, there's CP Christie Whiskey Creek guy. You know this dude?
I know that dude. Click
Mr.
on their channels and go over and hit that subscribe. Turn notification bells on, and you'll be getting notified when these guys put up videos and layout updates and all that good stuff. And Montana Northern's got a nice little layout, and I agreed with his last video he did. Talked about, when you're a YouTuber, and I don't really like calling us YouTubers. I like calling us hobbyists.
Right.
Model railroaders. We see them, sometimes we think we have to make some content, or we have to do something on our layout which rushes us. And when you're rushing this hobby, you'll make mistakes you won't be happy with. You got to start over. So just take your time and enjoy the hobby. If you don't do any progression,
yeah,
as long as you're having fun, don't make it like it's a job.
That's right.
Make it fun. Make it fun.
What we do, is that we don't have memberships on our channel. We don't do that kind of stuff.
No, we're just out for fun.
That's it.
Hopefully we learn a little bit. We learn from each other. We get better. Rush is a new drummer. Yeah, well, they got a new drummer. There'll be a lady.
Funny, we talk about Rush, because years ago I went to the old Hamilton Forum to see Nazareth, and Rush was the warm-up band for Nazareth, and I wasn't impressed with Rush at all.
Yeah, 100%, Thomas. Have fun every day, working on your layout, enjoying the hobby.
Yeah.
When you get rushed, you make mistakes.
Yep.
Yeah. You got to start over. Yeah, Neil Perot.
And
oh,
one thing I empathize, if you work on the layout I am right now,
yeah,
don't run trains until you clean up. Put everything away and double check everything. Make sure you didn't leave no debris on your tracks. Clean up before you run trains.
Well, then I should take that advice. I make sure there's nothing on the tracks, but if you come down in this basement, I haven't cleaned it up in a while, and I slowly piddle away.
But your layout is organized.
Time.
Is it organized? Your layout
is organized. I know where everything is.
I wouldn't run trains the way it is now.
Yeah, see, I know it's organized because I know where I left it. All over the place.
But the lift bridge is always closed, Todd. It's become a habit.
Look at these little trees. The lumberjack was over and cut that tree down.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing.
These are the woodland scenic trees. I guess it kind of looks like a tree.
Yeah, we do, Thomas.
Timber.
Here. I like to try and avoid accidents, so I try to avoid things that can cause an accident. I even knocked the car off the track. I hit it.
As long as it don't hit the floor, you're good.
Yeah, that's right.
If it hits the floor, well, it wasn't me.
My problem, I have too much stuff.
Well, you said it, not me.
Well, Ray Central, I'm going to show you something about that. Hang on.
Hang on, he says. You got your foliage. Oh, that's a Aurora Miniatures or something. That sucker rolled pretty good.
I'll turn this camera down here. You see that?
Thanks, Thomas. Yeah. You might want to make yourself bigger.
And I do this.
I'm just placing this foliage here.
Okay, in my hand here, this is a abrasive buffer for doing commutators.
Commutators?
This piece of material here is worth $50.
$50.
I got this from Duke Electric. We use this here for reburring and polishing commutators. And these commutators were turned to a tolerance of less than 1 thou runout. And they operate at sometimes 600-volt armatures. And this is what we use to clean the comms. This is a burrisher for commutators. And I use this for polishing my track.
Oh, like is that like a leather strap?
No, it's an abrasive rubber burrisher.
What do you think? Tree look alright like that?
It's an abrasive rubber. It's got grit into it.
A couple bushes there.
That's what I would use to polish this. I'll show you a picture of it.
Very nice.
I will show you.
We're still here.
I have a picture of it. Just gotta find it.
Love it. LOL, Danny. Red potatoes.
There.
Thanks, James, Frog and Flange.
That is a 100 horsepower DC motor. And we would polish that commutator with using this device right here.
Brass, eh?
It's copper.
Copper.
What do you see? Brass. Stop. Copper.
Okay.
It doesn't matter, Ray. That's my trade. I'm an electrical apparatus technician, electrician, armature winder.
What do you wonder?
We were so fussy on, we made sure that those brushes made contact with those commutators like they're running smooth. I mean, you can take a vibration meter to the top of that brush holder running, and there's no vibration.
Don't tell Fish Plate Films. So where do you get those?
Well, I bought these from Acme Electric. Well, I got it through Duke Electric.
Well, just because it looked like the strap we used to get back in the day in public school.
Well, you can go buy this idea of a burnishing like this from KBC Tools.
Yeah.
I do not know the same property is the same, but I get this from I got from Duke Electric,
Okay.
and these repolished comms.
Very nice.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
Armchair winder.
Yeah.
Very nice.
But when we turn the commutator, then we put in the lathe, we turn it down less than 1,000 run out.
From Acme. Wiley, yeah.
Was an electrical supplier.
Okay, yeah, because I was thinking the same thing when you said Acme. I was thinking like the cartoon Acme.
Yeah, I know he is. Acme is an electrical supplier. When we needed parts for motors, this company, they were in Port Hope. They would actually make switches for motors, for single phase motors. Or we're getting a new shirt, right? Oh, thanks.
Canadian.
Yeah. But yeah, that's I use that on my track. And I'm not afraid not to use it.
And it doesn't scratch it or anything like that.
No.
Look at that.
If I polish the commutator, it's going to polish track.
Little foliage. Little tree action.
Well, he has the bucket hat. That's Canadian.
I think he's saying, Ray, we should have a Round the Layout Tim Hortons donut named after Around the Layout.
Yeah, Anthony Dodge said, I don't know, but that the name the company created by their dad, and not a problem, Mark. Okay, Mr. Mark. Just the name they put to the company that made parts for our trade, and they retired last year, and they sold the company to another company. So then the name Acme Electric will probably disappear. But they made parts for the motor service industry.
Oh.
You think all those motors you have in your furnaces, well, we fix that stuff.
Right.
Replace the crossing with a Tim Hortons coffee. Yep, we fixed them all.
You fixed one, you fixed them all.
That's right. I saw we're watching a video the other day. Guy did a video of the old Firestone plant in Hamilton. When the government gave Firestone all kinds of money to upgrade the plant, we wound every motor in that place. It was over 1,000 motors we had to wind.
Right.
Yeah.
Not just one.
10 years later, the plant's gone. Well, it's actually the plant's still there. I think it's third sector now.
Huh. What did you do with that hole?
There you go. If it's good enough for the industry electrics, it's good enough for track.
Oh no. I trimmed that tree a little bit.
I taught Harrison about commutators, and boy, they didn't know what the slots were. They were mica slots. We had to undercut them with a tool. Maple syrup.
Yeah, maple syrup.
And
Yeah, a couple trees.
get a few trees.
Hey,
I haven't any trees yet. But I hope to have my track modifications done this weekend.
Nice. Got my bushes.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark. Take care. Gotta go walk the dogs.
Yeah. Yep. Walk the dog. I don't have a dog. We lost our dog to cancer about 15, 20 years ago now.
Hmm.
And our dog was a rescue dog too. My nephew rescued her. But she had cancer. But sir, what do you want to do next?
I'm just
Want
plugging away. Place some things where, seeing how it looks.
Yeah.
I like how she looks. I'll glue it, nail it.
We're hoping to go down to Hutch's tomorrow for lunch.
Hudson's.
Yeah, Hutch's on the beach.
Oh, yeah. Never heard of it.
You never heard of Hutch's?
No, I don't get out much.
Oh boy, oh boy.
I'm a stay-at-home type of guy and work on the layout.
There was a time that the CN tracks ran parallel to the Hutch's.
And
You've never been to Hutch's on the beach?
I've been to whatchamacallit?
Which whatchamacallit?
What's that place there in by Niagara Falls? It's a pretty popular beach.
You ever been to Easterbrooks?
No, this one's over by Fort Erie.
No. You never been to Easterbrooks? You never been to Hutch's?
Yeah, I'm with you there, Ray. Can't afford to eat out either. No, too much.
Oh, I know that. It's not. I can't afford a proto throttle, so don't feel bad.
Yeah, they're not cheap, eh?
Well, Ray, according to my apprenticeship, I'm an electrician, armature winder, but as far as we're concerned, it's electrical apparatus service technician.
Right.
I service motors. I was also a class 1 explosion proof certified tech too. I was allowed to work. No, Hutch's on the beach, hamburgers, hot dogs, French fries. I was allowed to work on explosion proof motors. Okay, Bob, sorry for that. I don't pay bills till tomorrow, so I got an extra day of breathing. But yeah, I was authorized to service explosion-proof motors, especially in the grain industry, oil refinery industry. I was allowed to work on that and service it.
Yeah.
Not everybody can do that, and not every shop can service a class 1 motor. There's rules.
There's rules. Oh, that's like who said that? The Blues Brothers. Wasn't that the Blues Brothers? There's rules.
Yeah, well, I've seen 600-volt motors come into the shop with a copper ball inside as big as a baseball. I guess some of that, Ray. We fixed most, like, it was equipment wise, motors, electric equipment. I service motors for printing presses, the Heidelberg press. They had a main motor on the Heidelberg press that had 108 brushes, and I had to go and change them on site.
Right.
Stelco had their rolling mill at the mill. We used to go in there every 8 weeks and service those motors on site.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I fixed pool pumps too.
Pool pumps.
Yeah.
I'm sure the pools will be busy this year because they say this summer's going to be the hottest it's been in 40 years.
Well, you better get prepared to pay for motors because they're not be fixing as much. And they're not cheap. I
40
got my
years.
last pool pump at cost for my brother-in-law, but they're getting expensive. And labor's going up. I used to be able to overhaul a pool pump in 2 hours. Based on today's labor, that's $250 plus parts.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There goes your wallet. George says he's been to Hutch's for lunch a few times. I don't know where Hutch's is.
Hutchins on the beach is down on the beach strip in Hamilton by Centennial, near Confederation Park.
Okay, I told Floyd sometime because May is next month, next week, I guess. I'd like to get down to Bayview Junction and catch some trains.
Yeah. Well, Chris, you have to take your pool pump to my good buddy Brad Stevenson in Brantford if he's still fixing pool pumps. Yes, it is. I haven't been there for a bit.
It's in Canada. Yeah, Bayview. Yeah.
Yeah, Bayview Junction.
Yeah, I'd like to check that out. Catch some trains.
Well, you used to be able to get down to Alien Road to get closer to Bayview Junction, but the city closed it off the traffic.
Yeah, I'd like to check that out. Do some rail fan. I don't think
We
I
also
go to
got there's another bridge you can watch trains from near the just up the way from Bayview Junction near the Jewish cemetery underneath the 403.
Yeah.
Denny's been there. It's on the old Snake Road. In
Snake Road?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. I know the pillow's gonna feel good tonight.
Papa John.
Because it's been a lot of late nights.
Papa John's in the chat. Welcome, Papa John.
Papa John, what's happening?
You go with Denny.
I like
You're not
grabbing
getting
the
arrested. Why would we get arrested just watching trains?
Oh, yeah, don't be trespassing.
I don't trespass. Well, the last time I went out, I got on the other side of the gate.
Uh-oh.
So technically, I was trespassing.
Yeah.
But normally I don't, though.
You gotta watch them signs that say no trespassing.
Well,
Wait,
I
tree
try
there?
to keep a safe distance from the tracks.
Tree there? Tree back there.
If you go to Snake Road, there is a pathway down to the tracks, and there's a big jersey or barrier there. You stand behind that, you can get good view of the trains, and you're beyond the safety of the tracks. That's near the Jewish cemetery.
Oh no.
What? No, no, what? We lost.
Oh, look
There
at
you are.
That tree's seen better days.
Oh, yeah?
That, my shrub fell off. Then I blew that off. Yeah, I probably blew that back off.
What's that, Mike?
That's part of the hobby.
Fixing?
Fixing.
Yep. Did it today. Fixing.
Part of the hobby. Fixing.
Yep.
Well, maybe I'll fix that. A little bit of glue. Bob Johnson. Or maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe we should call it quits, Mr. Mikey. I'm gonna spend time with my wife.
Yeah. Oh,
You haven't seen your wife. You've probably been working all weekend.
oh, no, really, bro.
Oh,
Now it's like smaller tree yet.
need a Band-Aid.
I need some glue.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, buddy.
Yeah.
Let me change my camera. Good
Okay,
show tonight.
Yeah.
Anything else coming up down the wire?
Nothing for me. I hope to do an update video on the track change I did. I'm working on, and I might do a roster video with the same combination with all my TH&B stuff.
Yep.
But I'm still looking into about building the chopped nose version of was created from the TH&B roster as time
Nice.
progressed. Because
I have to call somebody in for work tomorrow.
oh, do you?
I'm on call.
Oh, look at you. So I told you about that time with the 100-ton crane. That was at Nelson Steel. And
Nice.
they wanted us to service the motor. So they were going to remove it, but they forgot to unbolt it. And
Oh,
the
yeah.
100-ton crane pulled right off its pedestal.
Gotcha.
So we had to work on the weekend to fix the thing. So we had to weld the frame and everything. That's how bad it was. I'm not sure what happened to the crane operator, but I guess he got a bit of a finger slap or two.
Oh boy.
It was a bridge crane, 100-ton.
Yes.
Didn't,
Thanks for coming out there, Mike. Put him
Yeah.
Junction and Trevor, Ken, everybody else in the chat. Good to see everybody, and
Yeah.
we had fun.
Next week.
Another Monday night, and we'll
Yeah,
see you
Mike's
next
channel
time.
next week. Yeah.
Next week. Back at it. Thanks, Papa John. Till the next one. Keep it on the tracks.
We got a train to catch.
Take care.